Good evening, you lovely Hammers fans. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. I hope you're all well. I hope you've had a nice weekend. Made the most of this crappy weather that we've all been suffering. But do you know what? I've still had a barbecue, so I've been cracking on. It has been nice and quiet though. But yeah, all over now. Got work tomorrow. Wasn't going to be recording a show tonight. I was going to be taking tonight off because I'm hoping to do a live show tomorrow night. Because obviously we've got to build up to the football at the weekend. But there is a special reason why I'm going to be recording this, and I will go on to talk some things West Ham and current at the end of this show. But before I get there, as always, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and don't forget, drop a big fat like on the video because that does really help. Earlier on today, I got a phone call from Nikki Hawkins, who has asked me to advertise their interview that was recently. It's E13's interview, E13 Events' recent interview with Ludo, and he sent me a copy of it to watch. And apparently Ian from E13 Events has said, you know, if I advertise it, then they'll give me a Ludo signed print. But with all due respect, I've just watched the video. Yeah, I don't want anything for this because I think every West Ham fan should be watching that. It was hard hitting. It was insightful. It was beautiful, and it was hard hitting and quite fucking heartbreaking as well. I'm not going to give you any spoilers because you should go and watch it. When I say insightful, you learn an awful lot about Ludo and his time at West Ham, and a few things, you know, like about Harry Redknapp that I wasn't aware of. So yeah, quite interesting, but very, very moving as well. So that signed picture, what I am going to do is offer that up to the best comment in this video, and it's got to be a memory about Ludo and what the man means to you. You know, think of it that way. Think of this video as a chance, like a message board, for you to put all of your memories, all of your, you know, your best memories in the comment section of this video. And what we'll do, we'll find a way. Maybe I'll pick a top 5 or a top 10, and then I'll do a poll, and we'll get somebody to pick the winner on the next show. And then Nikki will send one of the, or he'll arrange via E13 Events to get it sent out to you. Because yeah, like I say, this is something that everyone should see. It was hard hitting, and it does really. Do you know what? It puts it all in perspective. I mean, what is Ludo now? He's about 63. As we all know, he had a tumour. Discovered a tumour on his hip about 3 years ago, I think it was now, 3 or 4 years ago. He had an operation to remove it, but it spread. And he had multiple tumours everywhere. He could have gone through chemotherapy, but there was no guarantee it was going to be a success. And because of the side effects that you get with the type of chemo that he was going to have, he's just decided to basically live his life the best that he can now. And he wants to stay involved in football. He still is involved in football, as you will learn in that video as well. See, I wasn't even aware of that, to be quite honest. He's gone back to his roots. He's gone back to where it all started for him. But yeah, an absolutely wonderful, brilliant goalkeeper, a brilliant man. And it does put it into perspective. It makes you realise how fragile life is. And sometimes, you know, we can look and we get frustrated and we look at these people like they're not human. Look at all the money they're earning. Well, they suffer from exactly the same vulnerabilities as the rest of us, you know. When it comes to it, it's as simple as that. And he's a beautiful man. And when I spoke to Ryan about it as well, because Ryan and Nikki went out there to record it, they've brought it back, and Dan has edited it all up really well. So as a team, brilliant team effort from those guys, and obviously brilliant from Ian at E13 Events, who puts on an awful lot of events for ex-players. They're generally sort of out in Essex, out that way. But it's a bit of a lifeblood for the ex-footballers as well, because obviously they get paid for it. There's memorabilia. It gives fans a chance to meet them in person, get their hands on some exclusive merchandise, and yeah, it's a really special thing that they've actually gone all the way out to Prague to do it. So there's going to be a link to that video, which is worth £5 of anyone's bloody money, to watch that. You know, there was a lot of expense in them going out there recording this and getting it done. But I spoke to Ryan about this, and he was emotional, and I'm not surprised because I haven't cried in years. And the last 5 minutes of that video, I was crying like a baby. But it was a beautiful video, right? It's not like it's not woe is me or anything like that the whole way through it. It's really not. In fact, it was kind of Jimmy that asked the question at the end. Not a direct question like you would imagine, but it hit Ludo quite hard, and consequently, everyone else that watches it will be hit quite hard. It was the poor man. Honestly, it's really sad, really sad for anyone that's had any family members that have been going through what he's going through at the moment. Like I have, I lost both my parents to cancer. It's horrible. You know, most people probably have. Cancer affects so many people. I'll be surprised if, you know, anybody watching this has not been affected in some way through either themselves or a loved one with that horrible disease. But Ryan said that Ludo, for the time that they was out there, he was so happy that they were there, you know, because it was like a distraction. And apparently, you know, when they went out, they'd had something to eat. Once they'd done recording and they'd done, you know, signing of the merchandise and everything else, one of the pictures that one of you lucky people will get, Ludo didn't want them to go. You know, he took them to a restaurant as well. And, you know, Ryan and Nikki, they all had the feeling that Ludo just didn't want them to leave. He didn't want to go because they was kind of reminiscing and going through all the good times that Ludo's had. So it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And yeah, it sort of makes you realise with all the other stuff that we're stuck in at the moment, you know, this death loop that we're stuck in at West Ham and, you know, perpetual anger. It's nice to reminisce. It's sad because of what's happening with Ludo, but it brings back lots of good memories, you know, because he was a fantastic goalkeeper. You know, he really was. Some amazing performances. He speaks about a couple of them as well. None more so than against that Man United game. He was superhuman there. He really was. He could do everything. He was an absolute. He was dominant in the box. He was he was good with his feet as well. But he was a brilliant shot stopper. He was so dominant. Would come out and catch a cross. He was a leader. He could throw the ball. He could kick a ball as well on a sixpence. You know, he used to trigger a lot of our counter attacks. He was such a good goalkeeper, so reliable. And it's very sad. But the reason that I'm releasing this video now, quite early for you, is so that you can go and buy that video and watch it. All right. Like I said, it is worth £5 of anyone's money. I'm getting nothing for it. All I'm getting for it is a picture that I'm going to give to one of you, lovely lot. Yeah, I would like it, but I don't want paying for something like this. This is absolutely not. I'm privileged to be able to have watched it first and foremost, but to then push that type of content out to you lot, that's what you should be watching. That type of thing there, you know, especially at the moment, rather than, you know, constant, relentless, bloody transfer rumours for more players that are only going to want to leave us in a year or two. We actually had someone there that loved the club. You know, some of these players they do. He was a special one. So yes, look, that is it from me. It was a quick show. I did say I was going to talk about some other West Ham stuff as well, didn't I? I just don't know. I don't know whether this is the right time to do it. I don't think it is. I'll probably talk about that tomorrow when we're on the when we do the other show. All right. But if you wanna, you can't click on that. But that is basically the URL that you go to. Basically, go to E13 events and just search for the Ludo interview. It'll be on their front page. But like I said, the link to that video will be pinned in the comments of this description. And yeah, please do give me run me through. Give me your best memories of Ludo and tell us what Ludo means to you, because it does mean a lot to him. It does, and hopefully he watches this video, and hopefully he reads the comments and he'll read your comment. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Make sure you watch that video, because I do honestly believe it's anyone that watched him play, you know, you won't regret it. And then come back, put your comments in here, and be in with a chance of winning a signed Ludo photograph. All right? I'll speak to you all soon. Come on, you irons.